Sorry for that hinge, and we are back again. We were discussing matters to do with NIBS students. I know students are watching. Thank you for watching, because at least now you can ask a question. I know most of you, you're away in your homes, back in villages, and you're not able to get the information that you need to get from NIBS. Maybe you have been getting text from the office online, but now I'm with Riz Wanyoike, and you can ask your question here. Please send your comment, questions, and all those things, because Riz Wanyoike is here. We are back again. Sorry for that. Technology just came.
No, I understand. We all understand that.
Yes. So we are back again. We were discussing about school fees, and I think you elaborated well. Yeah. I think we are done with that one. So someone watched you in a certain conference, and they're asking me, what was it all about, the conference?
Yeah, I know it was very, very difficult to get in there. One thing, it came very late. Yes. I apologize for that. But you see, it was the whole world, all the countries in the world, maybe except very few, were represented in that conference. Yes. And all of them were talking about the seriousness of kidney diseases, and the core, it's called UCLA Kidney Project core. Core, the E at the end means education. Yes. They know that I'm an educationist. Yes. And they know that they rate NIBS. You know, they have been following us. Somehow I was very excited to learn that, how I do things. Yes. And they felt that it's a very unique way of doing things. So they actually sort of like wanted a collaboration with NIBS, so that they can also maybe be training kidney to some people who can spread or who can create awareness more on the ground, because they have heard that Kenya, we have very many people going to India, going to USA, going to all of South Africa, everywhere. So they selected me to be a participant, and I was very, very excited. Now, one of the reasons they also why I participated, because I told them that I have had challenges with getting money to sponsor so many of our students who come from challenged backgrounds. And I started doing that in year 207. Those people who may be watching, like Akina James and Sami and all those, they're the ones I started 2008, when NIBS was still relatively young. Because now, giving and also helping people, to me, is part of me. Yes. It's a passion. There's nothing as satisfying as when somebody sends you a message and they tell you that you changed my life. I had no hope until you came into my life. You know, that is so encouraging. So I also wanted to let them know that I also do that, and I'm hoping that some of them may come with some funds which I can help, because now nobody here in Kenya gives me money, nobody at all. I use part of my salary, and I also hustle.
So now salary from where?
My salary. I get paid by NIBS. Yes.
So they can employ them.
What people don't understand is NIBS is a limited company. Yes. I cannot just go there and withdraw money. Even when I need some money, pocket money, I go there and borrow from the accountant. Maybe if I'm broke and I need to do this. So it's not my money. Yes. What I cannot use NIBS money, if it is mine.
For your personal things.
So I have two sets. There are those ones who are sponsored by NIBS, and there are very few, because even the government of the KRA will not recognize that, because I'm not registered as a charity organization. Yes. So anybody who is sponsored by NIBS directly, excuse me. Yes. Anybody who is sponsored by NIBS directly, it's also, we pay. We pay when it comes to making our returns. Yeah. But then I have my own. I registered the Riz Wanyoike Foundation.
So
it was broke until now I decided, what do I do? I wrote a book to sell. There was some money in it. The students, thank you very much. I don't know, 2015 or 16 students, you walked. And I can tell you the 550,000 you raised, it really did a lot towards my sponsorship. And so this time I used part of my salary and I hustle. Ask me about my hustle. Those days when I was a small girl, very young, I was a very young wife. I had bought some plots. One plot I had bought in Goba Estate. That time they were I bought it for about 5,000. I put up some.
5,000?
Yes. Oh. And then I put some, it is in the 80s. So I put some 2 buildings there. I get rent from those ones. Then Kariobangi, I had also bought a house, which I get rent. So after making my returns on rent, the money that remains, I spend half, and the other half goes to the foundation, and have managed. Like now, I think we have about 60 students. I don't know whether
who are benefiting from
the
hustles and now the foundation
and my salary, and I don't complain. Some of them disappear; they never say anything. But those few who tell me, madam, even on Facebook, some of them tell me that it makes me so happy, and it encourages me more. So that's what I do, and these people are going to help me.
Thank you so much. Now, schools may reopen, and the government will be a bit strict with the measures that are put by the Ministry of Health. And I understand NIBS is one of the private colleges which has many students. So what will happen? Will you be able to achieve the guidelines which are given by the ministry, maybe reduce the number of students? What will happen? Will you be able to accommodate I understand in Ndoiro you have over 5,000 students?
You know, I think God has works miracles in my work. Because by February we had completed an 8-floor story building, which can house on its own, it can house 6,000 students. The idea of doing that, we were going to put up some workshops, workshops for more and more complex engineering courses like building and construction, like architectural engineering, surveying. So we put that, the whole floor was workshops. But now, and we also have enough space. We have 2-3 other buildings within the same area. What we are very prepared to do, if the students cooperate, nothing will happen. The problem is, this is a matter of life and death. It's not like when we tell you to go to the library, you don't go. When we tell you to do this, you don't do. This is serious business. It's very easy. It's just keeping distance. We have, those floors are huge. That we can fit even up to 40 students. You
can be able to achieve social distancing.
We have not done, we have not done partitions yet. So we are willing, those students will come, we will fulfill those without any problem. Our compound is huge. We have the playground, we have the volleyball pitch, the hard, what do you call it? Any one of those we have a lot of air because it is along Thika Road and it is huge. So anybody who would want to transfer from any of the other institutions and come to NIBS, we will take all of them. You know, we can fit as many as possible. So
students should not fear coming back.
They are buying their own face mask, but sanitizing, soap, we would provide everything. If only the minister, the CS, they can understand that so long as the schools, private schools remain closed, our teachers are broke. They have no money. The government ones, the ones who teach in technical colleges for government, they are being paid. So we are praying, and my prayer is, whatever government decides, you know, I don't want to dictate because I'm not the only private college, but I know NIBS because as we are serious, we would be able to do that to keep our staff, our support staff. I have got both the hotel. I have got almost 500 workers and suppliers and people who who supply to us. They are not less than 500. None of those is getting any money.
Wow, that's
so
sad.
it is sad.
At least we are hoping that things will return back to normal and we can be able to continue with our life. And of course, those who are missing salaries, they can be able to get something. Many people are watching. We have Kamonyo Wagitau who is watching, and of course even Rogers Menoka is saying hi to you. But now, the issue of parenting, you've been so much vocal on that, visiting churches. Now you are not able to go to churches. And what is happening now?
You know, it is sad, but it's understandable. We'll come back full swing, and there's time for everything. I have now, right now I'm on Facebook, and I realize that so many people are undergoing serious problems back home. And some of them are already frustrated with their children, yet they don't want to go back to school. It's natural that staying with the students with the children for a full 2 months, it's going to be very difficult. Now, even spouses are also experiencing problems.
Yes.
The men at home most of the whole night, and then maybe part of the day because they have nowhere to go.
Yeah. And
people are getting so much stress. I really would want to remind you, this is a passing cloud. There is a reason why this thing came. Maybe God wants to teach us a lesson. Can you just sit back and think, what have I learned? When life comes back to normal, I get my job back. I start my own hustling. What didn't I do that I should do next time?
Yes.
And I have talked a lot about savings. You know, every day, every time you save, you work. I know it's difficult, but even 100 bob or 200 bob over 5 years, over 3 years, it will help.
Now what you have been talking about, now it's coming to reality.
It's coming to
Someone
reality
who had saved
people
something.
got broke the following day. You know, even people with companies, I can assure you, so many companies are going to close down. At least for us, we have been able to pay our regulars for the whole of March. We paid for May. Now, we are still debating on April, although there is no money. And I was hoping that each student should have paid at least 5,000, 5,000. Maybe the colleges can wait, but for the students, maybe have been able to pay the lecturers half, because these lecturers are working hard. Most of them are working very hard. Of course, there are those ones who will always relax. And now, from now, I want you students to know that the teachers are there for you. So in future, and the money you are paying is the money that is paying that particular lecturer. So make them work for it, and don't just see them as very good friends, because they are your friends. They are your best friends.
Yes.
Your teacher is your best friend. So know that it is a business you are doing with that particular lecturer. You pay fees, he gets paid, then he gives you what he is supposed to do.
Someone was saying that we are going to experience a stretching economy, a hard one.
It is.
Does it mean that maybe you may increase school fees?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't think that would be the last thing on my mind. You know, when we increase the fees, we have not done it for a long time. And if we did it, it has to be with a very good reason, whereby we'd be able to explain to the parents, but not just like that. You know, we have lost and lots of money, bank money. And it's a figure which, if I mention here, but it is, you know, the banks know, we owe the bank almost more than 300 million Kenya shillings to put up that structure and to put the hotel. So we pay the loan. So we right now we have no money even to pay for the loans. So, but the government allowed us at least to go and negotiate. So we have negotiated with the banks, and we are waiting for their response. But you see, some companies, especially ones who had borrowed, and maybe they didn't have a very good relationship with the banks, they're going to close down. So people will continue losing jobs. And we are praying it doesn't happen, but I would want all my members of staff to come back. But again, I cannot promise because I don't know how many students will be able to come back and pay. So it's a wait and see affair.
What's the fate of Emory Hotel? I know there are employees who are watching. They don't know if they still have their jobs. What will happen?
That was a very sad case for the hotel. You know, Emory is new. We have never broken even. In fact, we have never been able to pay the loan from the hotel. It has not been paying. Maybe even the accountant is listening, our financial directors are listening. But you know, there is always a way. God is there. I don't know, I believe in God so much that we may come up with a way which I don't know right now, but which we are discussing the way forward.
Yes.
And some people are saying we can reopen, but even if we reopened, we will not be able to bring back all the staff members, just a few. So keep on finding out whether we are open. So because the hotels were to be opened, but NIBS being a residential hotel and being a tourist hotel, most of the people who come there are from out of the country for their conferences, local conferences, UN, all those companies that have their head offices in US, because Emory is a middle level, very nice hotel with the service the same as I give at the college.
Yes.
So I'm sure that people, once we open, they'll come back.
Yes.
All those our clients will come back.
And even the employees now.
And then the employees, they'll come back.
Yes.
So nobody knows about that.
And so someone was asking me if do you have any interest in politics?
Ooh, no.
Someone was telling me maybe in 2022 may vie for women that Kiambu.
I find myself serving the community better this way. I know, as a trainer, and all the other things I do to the community, because I do a lot of giving out even to the homes and that. But if I became a politician, every time I go somewhere, people think I'm looking for votes. I am a passionate teacher, trained, and you know when you say when you grow up type of teacher, when I grew up, even when I was 34, I want to be a teacher. And to me, it's a calling. So I would never want to abandon my career, which I love and enjoy, and I see the many lives have changed. I would never want it to change into politics. Politics is a dirty game. Everybody knows that. And in politics, there's uncertainty. When you become a politician, you are not sure that tomorrow you are going to be where you are. You know, I don't want to be like that.
Like what is happening currently with political parties.
Now I'm very comfortable with my students, with the parents. I know, so long as I'm serving, we are doing the same kind with my parents, wanting to educate our youth. That's where I come in.
Okay, thank you so much, MP Jimmy Oremburu. That's a Kikuyu Masai. Simon Kenya Ngata, thank you for watching. Miri Maina, Watheka Simon, Sam Dambia, and I can see you guys, you're watching and you have so many questions that you want to ask Madam Liz Onyeke. She's the founder of NIBS Technical College. It's one of the, I think, the largest private college.
Yeah, actually it's the largest private.
In East Africa.
I don't know, right? I don't know. But I was once rated by ABE, Association of Business Executives in the UK. I received a trophy from there. I was the best rated in East and West Africa. Yes.
Back to education, because you said you're a passionate teacher, and of course you want your life to be in education.
Yes.
With the schools, and you know the nature of our schools, primary schools, secondary schools,
yes.
Will they be able to manage the guidelines that are given by the Ministry of Health now, apart from NIBS?
I have been listening to that very keenly. And there was this time there were representatives who were discussing that, because mostly when they are discussing, they normally talk about primary and high schools. They don't mention universities and colleges, and sometimes we wonder how. But it can be done, but there will be a small challenge, especially for the schools now, because you see there was this continuation. Everybody went to high school from primary. They all went to high school. So most of the schools are crowded, but it will depend on the principles of each school, how they're going to manage. There was one private representative of of primaries and high schools. Said that we can very easily do that, and I supported her, because you see private schools, they pay a higher fee, and of course they take less students, especially in high schools, and they have the facilities, you know, they can manage to put smaller groups. Just like I mentioned, they would want to put people, you know, to give the distancing and all that.
Okay.
So it can be done if the management is willing to spend some money, you know, for anything, for reopening. Even in the restaurants, you have to invest to be able to do that. And it may not pay, but it's good to try, you know, because people are asking. Yes.
Many students, they're having issues with their parents.
Yes.
Can see some comments here. And now parents are tired.
Yes.
They're tired with their kids. And now it's 2 months.
Yes.
We don't know it's going to extend up to when. So which is your advice to those parents now? They're saying, no, you need to...
But have you know, when anytime that debate comes, they normally also don't want to, some of them don't want their kids to go back to school. And you can see these are primary and high school. They're still teenagers, they're still young. And they are scared that they may not be able to be kept the way they would want. But at home, at least you are keeping them, you are trying as much as possible to supervise them. Although now it's another burden, because you don't want to go out there and hustling, and your husband is there hustling, and you leave the boys and girls.
And they're eating too much.
And they are eating too much, you know, inside the house.
Yes.
You see, after this COVID, so many things are going to come up. And there'll be many COVID period pregnancies. People are idle, you know, and I don't know. The parents.
Yes.
It's a balance act. They can go to school. They can stay home. The people, they say, you know, you are spending more money, but at least you are not paying. You are not paying the school fees, most of them, and they are not paying bus fare. Like students to come to NIBS or to come to town, they have to pay bus fare. There is some money, but of course, when you're at home, even me now, I mean, I put on some weight, I don't know, because every time I go to the kitchen, I eat something. Every time I go to the kitchen somewhere, I eat
because
something.
You're at home.
Because I'm at home. But when you are out there, you are controlled by hours.
Alex Makraki Miringo is asking, what is the fate of those who are to do exams on June? I think you answered about that.
Yeah.
Because
the June exams were postponed to September.
To September.
Let's hope you have it opened, yes.
Down to earth, millionaire. God bless you exceedingly, Madam Principal. Yeah?
I think people have called me that so many times, and I thank God. Maybe the blessings will come true. Even now, I cannot say that I'm poor. I cannot be rated as a poor person. But let me tell you, every millionaire you see walking out there, and they have investments. There's something that carries us, and those are loans. You cannot build a school like that from your pocket or from your savings. It is impossible. We borrow a lot, but what makes me want to borrow and expand is to create employment.
Yes.
people don't appreciate, especially sometimes I feel there are some of my employees or anywhere else who do not appreciate the jobs they have. They play about with the jobs. But if you lose that job, that's when you understand the importance of that job. Me, when I put up the hotel, I could have done some apartments.
Yes.
I put up the hotel because I wanted to create employment. And I was training hoteliers. Because if I put up an appointment, I would have employed only 2 caretakers and 2 cleaners. 4 people, not a maximum of 4. But with the school, I've employed, right now we are at 83. And those are just employees, including the suppliers. People have gotten rich of selling vegetables, cabbages, sweet potatoes at our hotel.
Sure.
That's why God put me where I am. Because now, at my age, maybe if I have saved another about 3 million, I can live on that for the rest of my 15 years remaining.
And now,
but I do that because I care about people. And this comes from my heart. I'm saying this live, that if only you can understand how much I love the youth, they will know. Because it's not my mouth, it's my heart. Because I came up from a very difficult situation, grew up in a very, very difficult situation, very poor. I went to school without shoes, and like many others, I personally know that I came from a situation whereby, and that's why I go back to the villages. And even that time, when I was being interviewed internationally, I told them I felt so much when I felt some students were dropping out. There are many I cannot afford to put them back to college. But if they help me, they'll have done a lot of good to society.
I have this question. I know we talked about a straining economy, and some colleges will not be able to open when things return to normal.
Yes.
What will happen to, or what can happen if such a thing happen, and maybe someone was halfway their course? Some schools will close down their branches.
When I said some companies may close down, colleges maybe, I don't know, it depends on where the business. You know, some of them are just small colleges with about 200, 300, 500 students, and it's rented. I don't know whether they were cushioning just in case of something goes wrong. Because the landlords will still demand rent later on, even if it's not now. So students, okay, I am hoping that not every student will be able to go back to college and finish
where they were. Can someone transfer from another college and join NIBS?
Yeah, it depends on the syllabus. It depends on the examination you had registered for. But when you come if you want to join NIBS from wherever else you'll be coming, we just have to do an exam. You have to just sit for an exam, and then that's all. If you can fit in this particular group, that's where we will put you. So I would imagine not many of them, and I'm praying that none of them don't resume. But if something drastic like that happens, there's that other alternative of transferring to another college, not necessarily NIBS, to another college that is operating well near where you are.
Wow, thank you so much for your time. We have so many questions, but I think some I'm going to forward to you. I think you can handle them privately. Thank you for watching. Many people have really watched, and they are happy with your word. People are missing to hear from you. They don't know if you still exist. And of course, we continue telling you to take care, wash your hand, observe the Ministry of Health guidelines,
very important,
including social distancing, as we have been tested and we are COVID-free. So we are okay. And we need to achieve this. That's why maybe we have not been able to achieve. I think it's 1 meter. Anyway, Nicholas Ntiani saying amazing. We also have my principal there, Rosemary.
I thought so.
Bigo.
I know that. I don't know you.
John Wanda Getahi is also watching. Irene Nyagothi Motoni saying super. Jerry Wadogo, she's asking about the school fees, and of course you have elaborated on that.
Yes.
Felipo Ndote, thank you. I think there are so many comments and questions coming, but some you're going to answer them at your free time.
I'm still on Facebook.
Yes.
And all these other platforms, and can put your questions there.
Sure.
Yes.
And of course, maybe we can look for another time, probably the end of this week.
You cannot exhaust me. It's because I'm on parenting, I'm on education, I'm on business, startups. And these are the things which I have experienced. I don't go for things I have not experienced. I experienced farming, I know the problems of it, everything. So
it's good to be diverse.
I can come here every day and still get new, nothing is new.
Sure.
Kipe, there's nothing new, we say.
Yes.
What makes the difference here is people don't, people need to be reminded many times that your life is yours and you are the only one who can drive it. Kipe, you cannot drive my life. You can only drive yours.
Sure.
And anybody, there's something for everybody. If you try, you may not get there next year, the other 2 years, but once if you have a vision and a dream, there are so many ways you can achieve it, no matter who you are, no matter where you are. Because you cannot walk and not find, at least among the 20 people you talk to, you cannot miss one person who, even if they not give you money, they'll give you guidance on how to reach your dreams.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. Asante sana for watching. Guys, we love you so much. And as I said, let's continue taking care of ourselves. Yeah, this is a very dangerous disease. So thank you so much and have a good evening. We love you so much, and bye. We'll meet again. Thank you so much.
Bye.
That was fantastic.